Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well today. My name is Allie, also known as the Freckled Yogi, and today we're going to be doing a 10-minute yoga practice that's going to be completely standing. So this is really good for anybody who has any difficulty with their knees, you have a hard time getting up and down off of the ground. This is going to be a very accessible yoga practice. That's my hope, and I really look forward to hearing your feedback on what you think. And please remember to send me a text message. My number is 240-647-9285. Every week I'm sending out a new yoga practice and I would love to practice with you. So let's get started. We're going to begin at the top of our mat. Find your feet right beneath your hips and give them a little wiggle. A little bit of a shift in the weight forwards and backwards. And find that nice center spot where you're feeling the weight evenly balanced between the ball of the feet and the heels of the feet. And then give yourself a little sway side to side, same thing, identifying that middle ground. And once you find that place, go ahead and soften into the knees so we're not locking the joints out. We just have a little bit of a bend in those knees. And begin to take some shoulder rolls back. Really squeezing the shoulder blades together as you go. And then begin to take some shoulder rolls forward. And find some stillness in the shoulders. Give the arms a little shake. And feel the shoulders dropping down away from the ears. Again, check back in with those feet. Are you still centered? Do you have a little bend in the knees? See if you can tuck the tailbone under just ever so slightly. So scooping it under just a little bit. Feel the ribs pull in. But your belly is still soft enough that the breath can make its way all the way down to the belly. And let's go ahead and inhale, sweep our arms all the way up and overhead. And as you exhale, go ahead and bring your hands down to heart center. Again, inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. And as we exhale, we're going to bend at the knees, press the hips back, and dive the torso forward, bringing the crown of the head down towards the earth. Really bending at those knees so that you're able to find some belly to thigh connection. And let the crown of the head hang heavy. Pulling chin into chest, letting the breath make its way up to the belly. Another deep inhale here. And as you take your next breath out, begin to straighten your legs. Bring the hands to the shins. Reach the crown of the head forward, finding a nice flat back. Feel those ribs pull into the back body. Crown of the head presses a little further forward. Chin even pulls into the chest. And soften at the knees. Forward fold again. And begin to roll on up one vertebra at a time, so that the crown of the head is the very last thing to lift. Taking a couple more shoulder rolls back. And a couple more rolls forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands down to the heart. You can continue to face the front of your mat, finding those feet right beneath the hips. And once again, inhale, bring the arms up. This time as we exhale, we're going to relax the shoulders away from the ears, but continue to reach the fingertips up to the sky. Inhale, reach a little higher through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, reach up and over to your right. Tracing the fingertips along an imaginary arc. And then shift the weight back into the left foot a little bit more. See if you can spiral the left shoulder forward, spiral right shoulder forward, pull left shoulder back. Continue reaching through those fingertips, breathing into the expansion along the left side body. One more deep inhale here, and exhale, lifting back up. Inhale, reach a little taller, and let's exhale, go up and over to the left side this time. Shifting the weight into the right foot. And then you're going to spiral left shoulder forward, pull right shoulder back just a little. Keep reaching through the fingers, pressing down into the sole of the right foot, and lift back up with an exhale. Bring the hands down to the heart, a little pressure between the palms, feel the shoulders squeeze back. And take the awareness back down to the soles of your feet. Feel the weight evenly balanced between the two sides of your body. Noticing the pressure between the palms. And let that breath come down to the belly. Keeping those feet right beneath the hips. Let's go ahead and inhale, sweep the arms back up and overhead. And as we exhale, we'll bring the hands to the heart. Pull the ribs in. A little bend at those knees, lift down to the toes, and then we're going to sink our hips down and back. Pulling the ribs in a little bit. Pressing those hips back. And if you look down, you should still see your toes. I like to think about I'm holding onto a block in between my knees. So I don't like to bring my knees to touch, but I do want them pressing in. And then go ahead and drop your hips about 1/2 inch lower. Then begin to engage the glutes and the thighs, squeezing everything in. And you're going to lift yourself back up that 1/2 inch. Feeling that added engagement, the squeezing of the glutes. Shoulders are dropping down towards the hips, nice long spine. Strengthening the back body, the glutes and the legs. Feel those hips press down while they're simultaneously pressing up just a little bit to feel the engagement. Pressing down through the heels of the feet. And go ahead and straighten the legs. Reach the arms all the way back up to the sky. Give the fingers a little wiggle. And bring the hands back down to the heart. Again, inhale, sweep the arms up. This time as we exhale, we'll bring the hands down and sink the hips right down and back. Returning to the chair pose. Feel the tailbone tuck under. Pulling the ribs in. Hands to the heart. And we're going to bring our hands down to our thighs. Now you might find as we're moving through this that you end up straightening the legs a little bit. Totally fine. Don't worry about that. From here, make sure that you don't let the knees go too far forward. And with your next breath in, we're going to get rid of this nice, strong, straight back. We're going to work through the mobility of our spine. So with an inhale, begin to puff the chest forward. Let that tailbone lift up and back. Feel the shoulder blades squeeze back. And think about touching the back of your head to your tailbone. With a breath out, tuck the tailbone under, pull the ribs in, chin into the chest, shoulder blades press back. Next breath in, lift that tailbone up, puff the chest forward, back of the head drops back towards the tailbone, and then rounding through the back body, hugging chin into the chest, space between the shoulder blades to the wall behind you. And belly drops down, gaze lifts up, shoulders squeeze back. And round through the back body, chin to the chest. One more of each. Inhale, belly presses forward, gaze lifts up. And exhale, rounding through the back body. And go ahead and straighten the legs, straighten the spine. Reach the crown of the head up high to the sky. And breathe back down to your belly. Taking the awareness into the sides of the body, along the back of the spine. And seeing if you notice any different sensations. Maybe feelings of warmth, or openness, strength, stillness, whatever you feel. It's perfect for this moment. Let's go ahead and bring our hands so that our fingers are interlaced. We're going to give our wrists a little roll. And then give them a little shake. Couple rolls of the hands with those palms away from each other. And let's go ahead and move through one final posture here. Now this pose, if you know that you have a hard time balancing on one leg, I will advise you to practice it right next to a wall. So the idea, if you are using the wall as a prop, is you want as little support from the wall as possible, so like 1 finger, 2 fingers max. But again, listen to your body. If you need a chair, you know, do what's within you, do what is within your body's limitations and accessibility. And if you need the wall, that's a great place to be. So treat yourself with kindness. Find those feet right beneath the hips. We're gonna soften into the knees. Begin to shift the weight into the right leg. Pull the ribs in. Hands to the heart. Lift up the left thigh. So we have our hips squared and even. So the hip bones are pointing forward and they're level. Our right thigh is parallel with the ground. We're flexing the left foot. Go ahead and bring your hands to heart center. A little pressure between the palms, squeezing the shoulder blades back. A nice deep inhale here. And as you exhale, begin to twist your torso, just the upper part of the torso, the chest, over to the left. Now this is where you might want to use that wall as a little tippy-tappy. From here, you can feel free to open up the arms. Maybe bring right hand to the outside of the left leg. Feeling the shoulders squeeze back, maybe even looking to the left hand. Dropping the left hip, breathing to the belly. And go ahead and come on back to center. Drop that left foot down. Give those feet a little wiggle. And find them back beneath the hips. Softening into the knees. Shift the weight into the left foot. We're going to lift up right thigh. Bring it parallel to the ground. Flex the foot. Hips are even. A little pressure between the palms. Reach the crown of the head up. Inhale a little taller. Exhale, begin to twist to your right. If you did so on the other side, go ahead and open up the arms. And maybe bring left hand to the outside of the right knee. Dropping that right hip. Squeezing shoulder blades back. Maybe even looking to the right hand. And lower that right foot back down. Coming back to center, feet right beneath the hips. Give them a little shift of the weight side to side. Inhale, sweep the arms back up. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. A little pressure between the palms. Shifting the weight forwards and backwards in the feet. Softening at the knees. And come back to your breath. Taking one more full round of breath together. Let's go ahead and inhale in through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. And that is the end of our practice for today. Namaste. I appreciate you very much for taking the time to practice with me. I hope you enjoyed this practice, and I'm looking forward to hearing your feedback. If you want more like this, shorter classes, longer classes, I'm open to anything. So let me know what you think, and I hope to see you soon. Namaste.